A nuclear disaster can stem from a nuclear power plant accident, nuclear bomb detonation, or a radiological dispersal device, dirty bomb. Effects include blast waves, intense heat, electromagnetic pulse, EMP, and radiation fallout. Nuclear weapons are explosive devices that derive their destructive power from nuclear reactions, either fission, splitting atoms, or a combination of fission and fusion. They are characterized by massive bursts and intense radiation leading to widespread destruction. They can lead to widespread destruction through a chain reaction, mostly using uranium-235 or plutonium-239. Radiation types include alpha, beta, and gamma, with gamma rays being the most dangerous. Radiation can damage tissues and DNA, causing to burns, radiation sickness, cancer, or death. Nuclear bombs are mainly of two kinds: atomic bombs utilizing fission and hydrogen bombs utilizing fusion, which are more powerful. A dirty bomb combines conventional explosives, like dynamite, with radioactive materials. It does not create a nuclear explosion, but spreads radiation over the targeted area. It explodes like a regular bomb, but the main goal is to contaminate the area with radioactive materials. It's designed to cause panic, disruption, and long-term contamination. Its economic impact is profound, not mass destruction. Cleanup can take weeks to years, costing millions or billions. Differentiating between a blast zone and a fallout zone is crucial. Blast zones is directly affected by the shock wave, and heat occurs immediately after a nuclear detonation, includes extreme destruction, and people can be instantly killed or seriously injured. Fallout zones are areas affected by radioactive debris carried by the wind, can travel many miles depending on wind and weather, can begin to fall within minutes to hours or even days, can contaminate people, land, water, food, and buildings. Understanding how nuclear detonations work, their immediate and long-term impacts on humans and the environment, can make you better prepared in the event of an emergency. The immediate danger comes not only from the explosion, but also from the residual airborne particles and contaminated debris. These particles can spread over vast areas depending on weather conditions, posing an invisible threat to life. Immediate effects of a nuclear explosion include blast injuries, shockwave destruction, thermal radiation, initial burst of gamma rays and neutrons, ARS symptoms, EMP disturbances, and psychological trauma. High-pressure shock wave destroys buildings and infrastructure with mass destruction. Thermal radiation causing firestorms and severe burns over large distances. Initial burst of gamma rays and neutrons, deadly within seconds. Acute radiation syndrome, ARS, can manifest within hours in individuals exposed to high levels of radiation. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and skin burns, often escalating to more severe health issues such as infections, bleeding, and sometimes death, depending on the dose. Electromagnetic pulses, EMP, disrupting electronics over a wide area. Psychological trauma, panic, and confusion. The long-term effects can be devastating, with increased cancer risks, genetic mutations, and chronic illnesses. Survivors may face increased risks of cancer, particularly leukemia and cancer thyroid. DNA damage with genetic mutations could affect future generations. Birth defects, chronic illnesses, especially immune system disorders. Environmental impacts include soil sterility, ecosystem disruption, and long-term uninhabitability due to radioactive contamination. Radiation can contaminate soil and water supplies, disrupting food chains and ecosystems. Ecosystem disruption and long-term uninhabitability. Some areas remain unsafe for decades. Soil sterility. Crops may not grow for years in radioactive soil. Contaminated food chains. Radiation contaminates soil and plants with radioactive isotopes, then to the consuming animals and humans. Ecosystem disruption, loss of biodiversity, altered reproductive cycles, and migration patterns in wildlife. The aftermath includes both immediate and long-term effects on human health and the environment. Understanding the immediate effects of a nuclear explosion is crucial. The aftermath of a nuclear disaster is a prolonged crisis that reshapes lives, ecosystems, and societies. Quick thinking and preparedness are essential for both short-term survival and long-term consequences. Understanding both immediate and long-term effects is vital for effective preparedness. Despite the low likelihood of nuclear war, geopolitical tensions suggest having emergency plans is wise. In a world facing nuclear threats, diplomatic efforts aim to reduce tensions, while individuals engage in community preparedness workshops. Nations unite to prepare and educate citizens on the dangers and responses to potential attacks. Although the likelihood of a nuclear war is generally considered low, due to the recent geopolitical tensions that have raised with the potential for such conflicts, it's important to have a plan in place in case of emergency. While tensions can flare up, the catastrophic consequences of nuclear war serve as a deterrent for most nations. Staying informed about global politics can provide insights into nuclear conflict probabilities. Diplomatic efforts and mutual agreements, like the NPT, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, and the TPNW, Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, work towards mitigating such risks by promoting nuclear disarmament. Ultimately, global nuclear disarmament is the most viable measure to prevent nuclear warfare and safeguard humanity and the planet. Remaining informed and proactive in prevention and preparedness play crucial roles in addressing and mitigating nuclear threats effectively.